The lasting impact of James Big Jim Darby. The ICCFA Educational Foundation's Lasting Impact Award was created to recognize individuals who have made significant contributions to furthering professional development and lifelong learning in the funeral, cemetery, and cremation profession. Those that are new to our profession may not be immediately familiar with the name Jim Darby, but ask anyone who's been in the industry for a while, and you'll likely hear the words visionary, inventor, the best, humble, one of a kind, leader, and the list goes on and on. Jim Darby.
Would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better?
Jim's first memories go back to when he was 4 years old, sitting on the back stairs of the family home at 1809 Minnesota Avenue in East Linden, Ohio. At a young age, he knew he was created to build things, or better yet, to take something already built and change it, to try to improve it. As Big Jim often says, God created him to always be in a hurry. He never walked, he ran. He played hard and didn't like losing. Many nights when he was young, he would fall asleep crying because his legs ached. His shoes had the backs broken down so he could slip into them because it was faster. In 1947, the Darby family was off to Detroit and a new chapter of their lives. Jim's dad answered a blind ad in the newspaper and was offered a sales manager job with Gethsemane Cemetery in Detroit. Jim's dad taught him a lot about sales and salespeople. He always said that there are few businesses so sick that a good sales organization can't fix. When Jim was in high school, his family moved into the residence on the cemetery grounds. Soon, Jim began working at the cemetery part-time. His first job was to drag the hose around and set up the sprinklers. That is where his destiny entered his life, and he learned he was to be a cemeterian.
I first met Jim Darby in the early 1980s. I was impressed with his knowledge of the funeral cemetery business in every aspect: grounds maintenance, machine maintenance, funeral service, and the financial needs of his property. Jim has proven to be an astute, successful person, a wonderful example for all of us parents. I'm glad our paths crossed. Thank you, Jim.
Within the span of 1 year, Jim graduated from high school, got married, and signed a mortgage for a new home. He was making a grand total of $43 a week, a gravedigger's wage in 1957. Great opportunities came the Darby family's way in October 1960, when they acquired Sunset Memorial Park in Danville, Illinois. In an effort to learn and share ideas with other cemeterians, Jim decided to join the Illinois Cemetery Association, where ultimately he served as president and was the legislative chairman for 12 years.
Mentor, dreamer, inventor, integrity, family, service, a giver, a fighter for fairness and justice, champion of consumer choice. Those are just a few words that immediately come to mind when someone mentions Jim Darby. In Illinois, he taught us how to stand up and fight for good legislation that helped provide real choices for the families we serve. The Lasting Impact Award, how appropriate.
What a keg of dynamite. He could entice everyone to follow him to Springfield to make voices heard at the legislative level when needed. Jim, a one-of-a-kind man, has made a lasting impact on all of us in Illinois.
Jim also taught at Danville Area Community College in order to supplement his income with his growing family of 5 children.
If you look up the definition in Webster's Dictionary of cemetery, funeral home, and supplier, it would simply say Jim Darby. He took a cemetery in Danville, Illinois, and added a funeral home to become one of the first combinations in the state. Since then, he and his family have expanded their family operations to Arizona. You don't want to upset Jim, because that is why they began Tri-Guard Vault Company and Tri-Guard Memorials. Jim has always been an entrepreneur. He has instilled his strong ethics, integrity, and honor to his children.
Jim and his brother David started looking for more income for the cemetery. Because they were gravediggers and cemeterians, they were very familiar with burial vaults and decided to develop their own line, which ultimately became known as TriGuard. Funeral directors started to sell their vaults, and that produced cash flow and revenue for both the funeral directors and their own company.
The most influential person in my cemetery career. Others have kindly given me their time and best advice, and I appreciate it. But Big Jim also gave me the encouragement to try other things and always emphasize looking to the future. Time and again, I would drive from Chicago to Danville, Illinois, past endless cornfields to learn from the master. His legacy is not only the businesses he created, but his wonderful family, who have worked alongside him to accomplish their shared dreams.
Big Jim is really a visionary guy and had done and enjoyed a lot of mechanical work back in his young Gethsemane days. He invented the Econofill, which could fill a grave in 17 seconds. Over the years, the family added a plastics and bronze division. Jim's vision led him to create and patent the technique of machining a photograph of an individual into bronze. This technique revolutionized memorialization and personalization in our profession. They also purchased an additional 6 funeral homes in Illinois and Arizona.
He has been a bigger-than-life individual who has done things in our profession that no one else could. He has combined vision and high energy with the ability to connect with thousands. He has also provided profound guidance on staying the course, remaining positive, motivating yourself and others while achieving success in life and work. Big Jim was successful as an innovator and a leader based on the fact that he had the courage and self-awareness to find his passion, follow his heart, and be himself. An important insight for all of us.
Jim, who did not like school in his formative years, pioneered a training center called TriGuard University, which educates funeral directors and cemeterians, not just about their TriGuard products, but also about many other aspects of end-of-life care. To say that Jim and the Darby family have made a big footprint on our profession is an understatement. Being in the cemetery and funeral business, Jim and Caroline always understood the importance of family, and it has always meant everything to them. Together, the Darbys have built a national business that touches over 100,000 families a year, with over 200 dealers in North America and 100 employees.
Jim is one of those special and unique individuals that you come across very rarely in a lifetime. I tried to think of words to describe Jim, and I think there are two that seem to come to the foreground first. One word is creative, and the other word is innovative. You know, Jim has touched so many people with his career and brought such opportunity for so many in this business. He truly is a unique recipient for this Educational Foundation Lasting Impact Award. But most importantly, I always will remember Jim as a very gracious and sharing person.
Although all of his children work in the family business today, each followed their own path to get there. Donna and Rich went right into the family business, and Karen, Linda, and Scott through different career paths. However, they each ultimately believed that serving and helping families when they most needed the guidance is a job to be proud of. This sense of passion and service to others is what Jim views to this day as his greatest accomplishment. However, it is his spirit and drive that consumes all of them and pushes them and the next generation to their own personal outer limits. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in congratulating Jim Darby, recipient of the 2016 Lasting Impact Award.